What if I told you one of the biggest banks in America just created a $100 million fund for home buyers, but nobody's talking about who actually qualifies for this. Today, we are going to break down what happened, what cities benefit, and what regional metros benefit, and whether this actually changes affordability. So let's get into a couple of the quick talking points. And if you guys are in any of these areas that we talk about, put down where in below in the comments where you guys are from. That helps me and the algorithm out a ton. So here are a couple of quick fun facts. Wells Fargo agreed to create a $100 million borrower assistance fund. Doesn't sound like it sounds like a lot of money. It really isn't, though. It's going to focus on low and moderate income borrowers. It's designed and dedicated to certain different census tracts. Now, we're going to tell you a little bit more about that, and I'm going to put a link in so you guys can actually look this up. It's going to include mortgage assistance, down payment help, and then closing cost assistance. So for anybody who's never bought a home before, when you get done buying and lending and funding your mortgage and everything, at the closing table, there's what they call closing costs. And talk to your lender or your mortgage professional or a real estate professional in regards to what those might be in your particular area. The program is actually expected to run for at least 3 years, and it's going to be in more than 50 metro areas across the United States. So, like I said, stay tuned. We're going to talk about those different metros. Okay, so Wells Fargo actually reached a legal settlement, and it's tied to, which is kind of weird, it's tied to their involvement of their hiring and their lending practices. The bank denies any wrongdoing in the settlement whatsoever, and this actually just came out, which is astonishingly weird. The headline everyone really cares about is that $100 million is earmarked towards buyer and borrower assistance, right? Well, this isn't a paycheck or a payout from the bank. This is a housing accessibility fund for folks who might need a little bit of help. So, what buyers might actually receive, here are a couple of things. This fund is aimed to do, three things mainly: down payment assistance or help, right? For everyone needs a little bit of help, but here's the funny thing: you don't need 20% for down payment anymore. That's long dead, like the dodo bird. What it really is, you can do 3.5% down, 3% down. You can get, people to help you out. Fannie and Freddie, different loans. There's all kinds of programs out there. And I'm going to show you in the map. So I'm going to break out here. It's astonishing. I think California has 116 programs just itself. It's unbelievable. And so then they're also going to help, like I said, cover the closing costs.